Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and this time we are looking at the Dojo Aogami Super Gyuto 240mm knife. This core steel in this line is Aogami or blue paper super reactive high carbon steel. Heat treats about 62 Rockwell in that core steel. And the construction of these is a 3-layer sandwich with softer stainless steel cladding on either side of that core steel. So only the core steel at the edge is reactive. These do have a layer of lacquer on them, coating from the factory, which you can remove if you want or let it wear off naturally. The weight on this knife is about 6.3 ounces, 180 grams, and these dimensions and weights will vary just a little bit from knife to knife. This one's got an edge, it's about 243 millimeters, about 9.56. Overall length, about 14.4 inches, and the spine on this is about 2 millimeters, and it might actually thicken up slightly off of that, and then pretty much holds that all the way down. There's not much distal taper on these, and then thins out at the very, very tip where the grind starts. So these are not lasers. It's not going to be like a lightsaber performer, but it does thin up at the very, very tip. The blade height is about 47 millimeters, so these aren't super tall blades. So it's kind of a change. You know, a lot of the newer ones are really pretty tall, so this is kind of a good medium height. Depends on how big your hands are, you know, what your comfort level is as far as blade clearance, but for most people it should have plenty of clearance. The handle is just a good basic black packawood handle with kind of some nice curves to it. It's partial tang, so the top of the knife shows the tang, and then the bottom of the handle is the hidden tang underneath of that, so that lightens up the handle a little bit. And balance point on this is pretty doggone close to a pinch grip. So there's the balance point, and there's my pinch grip. So a very neutral balance point for me with the pinch grip. The cladding is pretty cool on these. It's got a real kind of a large, deeply embossed kanji, and then some hammered kind of feathery patterns to it on either side. So it's a very attractive finish. There's some kanji on the other side embossed as well. Core steel kind of showing through at the edge there. These aren't going to be super sharp out of the box because the one of the factors on that is just the coating. The lacquer is going to come down to the edge, so you'll want to probably touch them up out of the box. I gave this a full sharpening just to kind of play with it, and it steel sharpens up really nice and takes a great edge like Aogami Super should. It's a little more wear resistant on the stones than like a white number 1 or number 2, but you get better edge retention as well. So it's a very attractive knife. Fit and finish is good. The handle could use, the spine could use just a little bit, maybe touching up to kind of smooth off a couple rough corners. The back of the blade, same thing. Every blade's going to be slightly different coming out of the factory, but you'll probably want to hit this with some sandpaper just to kind of clean it up and, again, sharpen it. Performance will be good. It's not, like I said, a lightsaber, but it's pretty much in the range of performance for this style of knife. I did use the 210, and I was happy with the performance of that. The 240 should be similar, a little bit longer. Let's look at the profile on it. I'd say the handle is kind of on the medium side, maybe not real big and bulky, so if you don't have large hands, this might fit you really well. If you got really big hands, you might possibly find it a little bit small, but if you pinch grip, you know, pinch grip, you're not really dealing with the handle that much anyway, so it's much less of a deal on a pinch grip. So we can center that better. So here's the profile. It's kind of a continuous curve. You can see some back belly here, and then I can get, every knife's going to be a little bit different. This one I can get about right there before I start digging the tip in. Different example, this might act slightly different on the board. So it's not going to rock super high, at least this one isn't, but you can rock over kind of shorter carrots and shorter stuff. It's pretty smooth though for rocking, and it should make a pretty good push-pull cutter, just not a straight chopper. But it's pretty smooth profile on this thing. So these are a nice attractive price point for getting an Aogami Super Steel, which has really nice edge retention, so this might be an option for you. So here we have a really cool looking 240. This is stainless cladding over Aogami Super, the Dojo AS Gyuto 240mm.